Regan and Ryan for inviting me to do this training. We're going to try to go very quickly because we don't have a lot of time. This training usually takes a couple of hours to do. So it's something, the benefit we have, and I haven't turned on my video because I don't want to scare anybody. So there, I turned it on now.
Thank
So
you.
here I am. I should probably turn on a light because otherwise I'm going to look like I'm in a shadow. I work from this home office and it has a couch in it, so I prefer to broadcast from the couch. And I want to welcome everybody. I'm excited to have you here and excited that you've joined us. And either you're already with a Sealy or you're thinking about joining a Sealy. Either way is fine. This training is we think is good training for anything you're trying to do from a business perspective. But it is specific to, you'll notice there are some things in it that are specific to a Sealy, okay? So Regan and Ryan, if there's anything as we're going through here, if anyone wants to, they click raise their hand or they send a question via chat or anything, just interrupt me, just, give me the timeout. Now we have many.
We have a lot of people jumping on. Brent, I just want to remind everybody, if you would, to mute your microphone for now. There will be a time that you can ask questions, but just so everybody can have complete focus on what Brent is sharing with this training, I want to make sure everybody mute your mic, please. Thank you.
That would
be like that. Like
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you don't have to hide. You don't have to. What is it called? Mute your video.
Right.
Because we like to see your faces. But if you want to mute it because you're doing other things and multitasking, that's also okay.
I'm just gonna reclaim host to make sure everyone is muted and then give it back to you.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, we're ready to roll.
Good. Okay, so we have several people that have joined who speak Spanish. I'm going to do this training in English, and you'll be able to catch on with the slides to a lot that's going on. But we can also duplicate this training at a later date in Spanish, and some of you may have already seen it. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. This one. I hope you can see.
Yep.
The training.
Yep.
The Sealy training slide. So we will make this training available to each one of you who is already an ambassador, and if you ever so that you can start doing the training for people that you're bringing on board and coordinate this with your enroller and which specific team you're working with. So it's a coordinated effort. I've seen teams do this training. They'll do it once a week. They'll get all the new people that joined and they'll have them all log in and do the training all together at one time each week. And other people, if the teams are big enough, you can be doing training every couple of days. The sooner somebody has this training after joining, the better. Okay. Now we call it A-team training, and some of those who are a little more seasoned like me know that it brings back feelings of the A-team, of the movie Mr. T and all that stuff. That's not our intention, but that was a fun movie that went on for a long time, and so we're okay if you kind of think there's a connection there. But we're going to show you what we mean by A-team training. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I got to figure out how to advance. Oh, I just scroll up. Okay. I'm doing this. I usually do this in PowerPoint, but it's in PDF, so that's why I had a little bit of a problem there. So when a new ambassador joins, what are they supposed to do? The first 24 hours are critical for a new ambassador. And all of you are relatively new to Asili. So hopefully you've already done all of these, at least the first two. Hopefully you have you've already logged into your Asili online office, and you're becoming familiar with that. And hopefully you've already started your product experience. And as you start your product experience, you're either doing the purple pledge, or you're trying some of the other products, but you're becoming a product of the product. The next two things that we think need to happen very quickly within the first 24 hours is to schedule your A-team training. So when a new ambassador enrolls, they need to say, okay, when is the next A-team training? And schedule that within those first 24 hours. Now, that doesn't mean attend the training within 24 hours. That means just schedule it so it's on your calendar and you know when you're going to do it. And then also schedule to attend your first team meeting. Every team, and sometimes it's a big team and sometimes they're small teams just starting, every team should be having team meetings on at least a weekly basis. So that's either a weekly a weekly Zoom call or in person, if that works better. In Asia, it's usually always in person. In the US, it's usually via Zoom. And in Latin America, if the team's really primarily in one city, they'll try to get together and meet. We aren't going to talk about what happens in that team meeting, in that weekly team meeting during this training, but that is something that each team should be holding, and I can send that information out of what should be happening in that team meeting. I have an agenda that I recommend, and then leaders can adapt it to their own needs. Let's see here, still can't figure this out. There we go. So the training, this is the agenda for today's training, and we're going to move through this fairly quickly. We usually take a lot of time to go through this, and it's done in classroom setting in Asia, and then there's a lot, it's like a workshop. But we're going to take a lot less time to go through this, but it is something that each one of you can benefit from, and as you go through it a few times, it'll become very just second nature to you. So we're going to talk about, first of all, your Asili purpose as a new ambassador. Number two, your goals. We're going to talk about what does A-team mean. Then we're going to talk about sharing priorities and a sharing process. So what is the objective of this A-team? What is the objective of this meeting we're doing right now? We need, Ryan, you can take a host back and mute people.
I will do my best.
As they come on. That's, yeah, just so it doesn't, we just don't want the background noise to interfere with others that are trying to listen.
Please, while you're doing share screen, I can't take back host. So
Okay.
just real quick, if you are area code 330, please mute your phone. It looks like a call in.
Calling in from the iPhone. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Awesome.
just mute, and it's great. Well, it just helps everybody. So the objective of today's training is to help people create their A-team, help you create your A-team. And many of you probably have already done it and you didn't even know that you were creating your A-team. But what we want to do is when a new person comes on, we want them to achieve this objective as quickly as possible. So what does that mean? We're going to get to that. What does it mean to create your A-team? Section 1 that we talked about, your Asili purpose. The first thing we're going to identify that helps us be successful is really documenting what each ambassador's purpose is for joining Asili. So what do you want to accomplish as an Asili ambassador? Are you, specifically, do you have a specific thing? Did you just join because, hey, a friend asked me to join? That's not powerful enough. We want to help people have something that's powerful that will help them achieve significant success with Asili. Carl Sandburg said, nothing happens unless first a dream. So what is your dream? What is your ultimate vision of what you want to accomplish as an ambassador with Asili? It can be any number of things. You know, maybe you want to move into a new house. This is clearly a high-rise apartment that could be in any major city, or it could be a house, you know, out in the country. Whatever your dream is, maybe that's what you're thinking about. And we're really talking 3 years and out. So uh, I'm going to do a Sealy. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to follow the training. I'm going to take this brand new company and I'm going to accomplish my dream of X. Maybe you want to really enjoy the world. Now, right now with coronavirus, we advise against it. But the time will come quickly when this will be under control and traveling and seeing locations you've always dreamed of traveling to and having the time and money to do that. You know, the significant benefits of that. Maybe your dream is, you know, that ultimate car, that car that, you know, you've always thought that you wanted, that you thought would be ideal. And it's, you know, it's just, you know, it's out of your reach right now, but maybe that's your dream. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe just spending time with loved ones, you know, going on that vacation that you never have been able to do. Or maybe it's helping loved ones. You know, maybe it's helping grandchildren go to college, or children go to college, or helping them get settled, helping them get set on a better life. Those are all positive dreams. And each one of us, we have our own independent, unique dreams that we want to accomplish and that we would like a path. We want a tool or a path that we can follow to get us to that ultimate goal, that ultimate vision or dream that we want to accomplish. So it could be any number of things. It could be wealth. It could be spending time with family. It could be experiences. I don't want people to think that money can't buy happiness. Now, we've talked about a Sealy, our focus is enhancing happiness. We want to enhance the happiness of everybody we touch. Now, I know I'm not talking about that deep-seated joy that you can experience when you're, you know, that comes through a spiritual enlightenment and personal enlightenment and so forth. That deep, I can't deliver that to you. But what I can do is I can put you on a path to experience happiness in such a way that you can then have the time and energy to put into achieving that deeper level of just ultimate joy and peace that usually comes through spiritual awakening. But I mentioned this to Regan, and I'll say it here to the group. I don't believe in the saying that money cannot buy happiness. And the reason I say that is that money can buy experiences, and experiences can provide happiness. And some of these experiences doesn't necessarily mean buying yourself items and wealth and so forth. It could be helping the needy, helping the impoverished, helping build a school, that sort of thing, where there's great joy and happiness that comes from that as well, and self-satisfaction. So here's another quote that I like. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. So dream big is what we're saying. And in the workshop, what we would like you to do, we would like you to answer this question. With my Sealy ambassadorship, I will do blank. It's not really a question, I guess it's a statement. Complete the sentence, complete the statement. With my Sealy ambassadorship, I will accomplish this. I will finally get that car I've always wanted. I will tour the world that I've always wanted to go on a specific tour. I've always wanted to buy a house in a specific neighborhood. Whatever your dream is. Now, let me give you a couple of ideas here. For example, this slide shows, with my Sealy ambassadorship, I will buy a new car. Well, that's not very motivating, really. You know, it's just not specific. So when you finish this sentence, we want you to be more specific. So what about, let's move on. With my Sealy ambassadorship, I will buy a Mercedes S-Class. Well, that's more specific, but that still doesn't really, you know, resonate really deep, stir the soul. Remember, we want something that will stir the soul. So what if, this is much better. I will buy a black, with my Sealy ambassadorship, I will buy a black metallic Mercedes S-Class, 560, 4MATIC with a dark gray interior and a 4-liter bit turbo engine with 463 horsepower. Now that is detailed. And better yet, you can actually even put up a picture of it and say that is, because a picture tells 1,000 words, right? That is what I am going to get with my Sealy ambassadorship. Now you could get that in relatively short order, to be honest, with a Sealy, but make sure whatever you put down, it's a dream you have, it's a vision, it's something you want to accomplish. And so what we have is a worksheet, and the way we want to handle it on this call, where we don't generally in the face-to-face workshop, we would stop for 5 minutes, and each one of you would have this worksheet, and you would fill it out, and it would be your dream sheet. But what I want you to do is I want you to take away the assignment to complete this. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay. I just got a little note that said connection was lost, and I thought, oh, that's a bummer.
Yep. Hear you
But
clear.
as long as we're still here. So, everyone, I want everyone to take the assignment to complete this worksheet, and finish the sentence. Take your time, but within the next 24 hours, I would like you to share whatever you've come up with your enroller. And if your enroller is not available, go to one of the leaders in the team and share with them your dream, what you want to accomplish with your Sealy ambassadorship. Don't be embarrassed by anything. It's your dream. It's nobody else's. And if it's huge, that's great. And if it's small, if you think it's small, that's okay. It's yours. But I encourage you to put a little bit of stretch in it. Okay? So I'm going to, at this point, see if there are any questions. Any questions on that first assignment, or that first task? We good? Pretty simple, right? Think of when you were a kid and what you wanted to accomplish and what you wanted to have and all that. Life beats all of those dreams out of us. We're here to restore those. So think about those and put down something that you really can focus on. So section 2, now that we have your dream, and you're gonna write that down, and you probably already know in your mind what it's going to be. Now that you have that, we need to move on to goals. So we're not going to be able to achieve this dream or vision in, just jump from where we are today to that dream or vision. Like I said, that may take a couple of years, 3 years. Bigger dreams could take even longer, 5 years. But what is your goals? Let's talk about your goals for the first 12 months as an Sealy ambassador. So what I like to do, well, everyone's heard of Tony Robbins, and I just want to review a little bit about goal setting before we do it. Tony Robbins said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. So it's really the first step of turning your vision or dream into something that's tangible and something you can accomplish. So there are 5 requirements that we have for strong goals. This is called SMART because it's each word starts with a letter that spells SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time limited. So what does that mean for each one of these? Specific is to identify exactly what you want to achieve. So not nebulous and not kind of almost, but write down exactly what you want to achieve. Your goal needs to be measurable. There needs to be the ability to measure it as you go through the process to achieve it. Attainable, that means that it needs to be reasonable. It's, if you would like to build a new company like Tesla, I'm not sure in the next 5 years if that's attainable, right? What is attainable to you working with your Sealy business to achieve? Let me go back. Number 4, relevant. It needs to be consistent with your plan. So that means that your dream, if your plan is taking you in one way toward your dreams and goals, whatever kind of goal you set needs to move in that same direction. And number 5, time limit. There needs to be an exact date to achieve that. Now that doesn't mean that, if it slips, that if you accomplishing it slips, that's okay. Don't change your goal, just change the timeline in which you're going to achieve it. So here's an example of potential monthly income as a new ambassador. And we encourage people to look at it in steps, because when you join some of the companies like a Sealy that are out there, a lot of them will say, hey, join us and get rich. Well, what they don't say is that it takes steps, and it takes work, and it takes time to make the progress and increase your income. So what we like to do is lay out these steps. So step 1, this is an example, $250 a month. Step 2, work up to $500 a month. Step 3, $1,000 a month. And step 4, maybe $2,500 a month. And then it just goes from there. So if you approach it as, okay, I'm going to accomplish this objective, but with these goals, with these income goals that I have, as I start my Sealy business, before you know it, you'll be up into the $5,000s and the $10,000 a month, because that's possible. Now, very few people can jump to those levels immediately. That's somebody who has already built up a large team, that sort of thing. But we're communicating this training to the most important people, which are those that are just doing it for the first time. Mm-hmm. We want to communicate at that level. We want to create and provide that training so you can be successful. So here's an example for over the next 12 months. Month 1, I want to get to $200. Month 3, I want to build up to a $500 income. Month 6, $1,000. Month 12, $2,500. So it could be higher than this. You could be higher than this. It could be lower than this. Just what you want to accomplish over the next 12 months. So I'm going to ask you to do a second assignment with this training. We would also, if we were doing this in person, we would take 5 to 10 minutes and spend a few minutes letting you write down your numbers for what you want to accomplish in month 1. What income do you want by month 3, by month 6, and by month 12? And then you sign it and date it. So I want you also, as you complete this, and you call your enroller or a member of your upline to share your dream with them, I want you to share your goal sheet with them as well, your income goal sheet. You can take a screenshot of this, of any of these and we will send out this training so that you can print it off if you want to use this worksheet. But put some stretch in it, but it's yours. It's not mine. It's not Regan's. It's not Ryan's. This is, or anyone else, any of the other leaders that we have multiple teams on. It's not it's not their goals. They're your goals. So put down the goals that you want to commit to and to achieve over this time frame. And that will really help set you up for future success. Now let's move on to section 3, which is the A-team training. So at this point, we've said, okay, we need to have a dream. We need to have a vision of what we want to accomplish. My purpose for joining a Sealy is X. Now, some of you, one thing I didn't mention back during section 1 is I didn't mention that I want to improve people's health. And that's a great thing. And you can document that more so. That there are these specific people I want to help. That's a great dream as well that you can have. So we have the dream, and we have the goal sheet of how much you want to accomplish in month 1, month 3, month 6, month 12. So now we're going to talk about A-team, this mechanism by which we kick all of this off. We start all of this, okay? So what is A-team? Well, it's really your alpha team. It's your best team. It's your top team. It's, it's you. You're a part of that team, and other people who you want to work with, who you think will be great team members. That's what your A-team consists of. Now, the benefits of the A-team model is that it's simple to learn and teach. It provides a step-by-step process towards success. It's easy to duplicate, which is very important. It will accelerate your team growth, and it also will result in long-term success, which is another thing that's very, very important. We don't want just something short-term. If you build up your income to $5,000 a month, you want that for the long term. You don't want to say, okay, well, it was nice while it lasted, now it's gone. And following this model will allow you to build for long-term success. So to explain A-team, we use the Asili logo, A. And it's very, very simple. It's almost embarrassingly simple, but that is what's so unique about it. So your A-team starts with you at the top. And when you enroll your first team member on one side, the left or the right, you have your first A-team member. And when you add your second team member on the opposite side, you have your second A-team member, and you've completed the A-team. That is it.
Yay!
Yeah. That is the secret to success. This very thing right here that I'm showing you on this slide, that is the secret to being successful and building a large team of consumers and builders in Asili. And if we keep our message simple, we will duplicate much more quickly. And people will start getting checks, and they'll start having success, and it'll be a great experience all around for them. So what we want to do is we want to set a goal for each person to build their A-team quickly. That means within the first 2 weeks as an ambassador. So to enroll 2 business builders, one on the left and one on the right, within your first 2 weeks as an ambassador. Now, many of you are already experienced in doing this. So, for you to do that, it might be, well, that's not hard at all. But a new person, and we'll have many, many people join us who are not experienced with enrolling or sharing the Asili business model and the Asili products. And so what we want to do is we want to help them so that they can accomplish this within 2 weeks as well. And let's say it takes 4 weeks. Well, that's great too. The key thing is to achieve that A-team. And some people say 2 weeks, I want my team to do it within 2 days or within 24 hours. Well, you can do that as well. Each team can adapt the time frame to what they would like. But as a company, we set this within 2 weeks objective for everybody to build their A-team. And it's a metric that we track. And as a leader, and you're the new leader of your team, even if it's a team of 1, it would be a good metric for you to track as well. So why 2 weeks? We talked about this a little bit. Speed creates momentum, and momentum creates more momentum. Fast-growing teams generate higher income for you, for the upline, for everybody. And we end up having much more success. So if you help somebody complete their A-team within 2 weeks, the chance of them being successful with Asili goes up dramatically. It's not just, 20% or something like that. I mean, it goes up 500% to 1,000% if they can complete their A-team within 2 weeks. And that's what we've seen in Korea, where we've been building for the longest period of time. So another thing, I love this quote by Benjamin Franklin: lost time is never found again. Someone joins, we want them to start quickly. We don't want them to think, okay, well, I have time and I'm kind of busy right now, so I have more time. The energy, they're going to lose the energy, and they're going to lose the drive to really create their dream. And so and each one of you've been through that process. You feel the same thing. So starting quickly is critical. So let's talk about A-team expansion. Each new ambassador, first of all, creates their A-team. And then the people that, let's just assume that you're the person at the top of this A-team, and you enrolled this fellow on the left and this lady on the right, and they're brand new and they don't know very much. Well, it's your job to help them duplicate and create their A teams. And once they create their A teams, they're going to be much more, they're going to be much more locked in and committed, and there's going to be significantly more success in your business. So as this expands, it's very, very simple. The lady here on the right, you help her duplicate, she creates her A team, and the fellow on the left duplicates. Now you have 3 A teams in your organization. Okay. And then it grows quickly, exponentially, as everyone is focused on creating A teams. And what that does as that happens and grows so quickly, everyone's checks are going up. People are seeing that this is a business that I can do, and this is giving me some income with some great products. And in addition to these business builders built through A team, you can be sharing with customers, and many customers will come in and become A team members as well. So each one of us belongs to an A team. Each ambassador belongs to an A team, and it's possible for you to be, once it starts to grow, you can see just tremendous results from that type of behavior. And you don't have to go down very far to where you're advancing in rank. Your check is going up, you're getting recognition, you're winning reward trips. The people underneath you, they see you as a leader and they want to duplicate what you're doing. And that's what it's all about. But it all starts with your A team, with your single A team. Okay, so I'm gonna go in reverse here real quick, because this is the most important slide. This one right here. This is the most important thing right here. It starts with that. It starts with that. And so the rest of the training is going to talk about how do we help you and how do you help yourself? What actions do you need to take to create your A team? Let's look real quick right here. What are the desired qualities of people that you may want as members of your A team? It might be a friend, it might be a family member, it could be an associate, somebody you know from work. It's important that they be a pleasant person and they have high energy, they're success oriented. It's possible. Now, these are desired qualities. Nobody has them all. But these types of people would be great members of your A team. Someone who enjoys being with people is important, whether it's virtually enjoys being with people or in person. And somebody, a people person, a teacher, and people like that are great potential members of your A team. Someone who's interested in personal development, so they want to grow as a person. And lastly, someone who would like to earn extra money. And I know that there are a lot of us out there that fit into that category. So these are potential desired qualities for members of your A team. So this is the worksheet. We encourage, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I want you to sketch this out. So this is the third assignment. Sketch out the A. You don't have to do the leaf the way it is in the logo, but you can sketch out the A, put your name at the top, and name one person on the left side and one person on the right side who you think right now are ideal members of your A team. And here's a worksheet that we actually use in the sit down sessions, where they will write down the name. You can just write down the first name. You know who the person is. And I want to give you a little bit of, before we would take a break, but we're not going to take a break. We're just going to keep plowing through. Before we would leave this section or this session here, this worksheet, I would tell people, just put down the name that first comes to your mind. Don't pull out your phone and start thinking and, I got to look at my contact list and try to find, who it should be, or what was that guy's name? Can't remember his name. I want to put him down. No, put down the names of the people that first come to your mind. Sally and Jim, whoever it is. You just put down the names that you think that initially pop in your mind, because that's usually the best. Those are usually the best people for you to target for your A team. Okay. We have a bit more to go through and we don't have very much more time. So we're going to just really plow through. Regan, are we doing okay?
We're doing great.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to skip the break and we're going to go to sharing priorities. We can go through this fairly quickly. You right now you have your dream, you have your goals, and you've identified the 2 people that you want to be as members of your A team. Now we're going to expand that list because maybe one of those 2 just can't do it. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Either way, what are some other people that we can consider? So we want to generate a priority list. We want to generate 2 types of lists. The purpose of the list is it just creates a starting point. It's your list. Helps establish priorities. It's easier to remember information if you write it down. It can be modified as you build your team. And it's used as you meet with your sponsor or speak with your sponsor. That's why we have the list. So you can think of people in 3 categories. Some people right now, you know that they're ready to be an ambassador. They just need to be approached. Item number 2, these are people that they're not quite ready to be an ambassador, but you definitely think that, you know, they would be interested over time. And the 3rd group is probably somebody that's distant, you know, somebody kind of in your cold market. You don't know if they're ready to be a customer or you don't know if they're ready to be an ambassador. Now, Ryan, when he was meeting with me this past week, mentioned that that you should just approach it with an open mind because we really don't know. Once the person is presented with an opportunity, we really don't know if they would jump on it or not. So we generally say that those that you automatically think are ready to be an ambassador, that should be your priority. Those that are not quite ready to be an ambassador, they can be customers. And those that are not quite ready to be customers, you can reach out and touch them via social media. So those are the 3, this is kind of the 3 categories that we break people down into. So we're going to create 2 lists. I want you to create 2 lists. This is the 4th assignment. And these are top 10 lists. 1 list of ambassadors and 1 list of customers. So tips to generate your lists. Follow your first instinct, like I mentioned when you were thinking of the 2 names to be members of your A team. Know that you can modify your list at any time. It's also okay to not have all the information that we put down on the worksheet right now. Just write down the name if that's all you have. And remember that this is your list. This isn't anybody else's list, and nobody's going to steal your list or start calling your people. So it's your list. So this is a worksheet that we use for ambassadors, potential ambassadors. So you write down the person's name, your relationship to them, why they may be interested in a Sealy, and how best you think you should approach them. Should you approach them by sharing the product with them? Should you approach them by sharing the business with them? Or what does your sponsor think? The nice thing about that is once you write down the part of the information on this worksheet, you can speak with your sponsor, your enrolling sponsor, and he or she can give you input on different ways to approach someone. Now, you already have the first 2 names because we talked about them as the first 2 people you would want on as your A team. So you can write those 2 names in items 1 and 2, and then just 8 other people that you think may be people that you would like to speak with about becoming a Sealy ambassador. These could be people who love to share products, people, like I said, who love to interface with people who could use a little extra money, people who may have done this a little bit with a different company in the past. Any of those types of people would work great. And then we have the customer list. Now, these are probably people that you think, you know, they're health conscientious. They're always interested in or they want to get healthier. They may want more energy. You can share Boost Purple with them. They want to start taking an omega supplement. Any of those things, people could be part of this list. So as you complete those 2 lists, I want you to also be prepared there with that section 4, assignment 4. I want you to be prepared to discuss those with your sponsor. So if we were doing this in a classroom sitting and we were there together, we would go through these and I would answer more questions and we would have a good time and so forth. But that's important for you to create those lists and then do a phone call with your sponsor or a sit down with your sponsor or someone in your organization that you would like to review those with. Okay. And really, if it can be your sponsor, it's best because that is the person that should help you accomplish approaching those people and talking with them. Okay. And they'll take you through the tools and so forth that's available. Now, section 5 is it talks about sharing. How are you going to, you have your dream, you have your goals, you understand a team, and you've identified the 2 people that you want to be, that you're targeting for your A team. You've created a backup list of ambassadors, potential ambassadors for your A team, and also a list of customers. Now, section 5 is all about the sharing process. How do you share a Sealy message with other people? Each team has a little bit different process. We as a company have a process that we have implemented or that we have available if people would like to use it. But the simpler, the better. If something is simple, if there's no stress, it's not about enrolling or recruiting somebody. It's just sharing. I'm going to share the product. I'm going to sample the product. I'm going to share a video with somebody on social media. I need to call them first. I'm just going to share with people, and each leader has a different way or a different process they follow to make that sharing happen. Now, those that keep it simple, those are the ones that have more success. Now, we have 5 steps that we've developed that we use to reach out and contact people that we've used in the past. But even 5 steps is a bit much. The first one is just inspire people. And the second one is to invite them to learn more. The third one is to inform them or share information with them. The fourth one is to ask them to get involved with a Sealy as either a customer or an ambassador. And the fifth one is to invest in that person. Don't just bring them in and kind of leave them to their own devices. So this step 1, just in detail real quick, the objective is to attract people to a Sealy and the Sealy lifestyle. Actions that you can take, you can share with them that you've attended Sealy events and reward trips, you use a Sealy products, you are a Sealy ambassador. The tools are social media, casual conversations, and just sharing products with, or using products in front of people. That's really simple, and you just share with them by your actions that you're involved with the Sealy. Number 2, you invite a friend or associate to meet and talk about a Sealy. This is not inviting them to join a Sealy. It's just inviting them to meet or calling them and saying, hey, I want to send something to you about this product that you might like, something like that. And the tools are whatever feels most comfortable to you, a phone call or a SMS or any of those other messaging systems that are out there. Step 3 is to inform them. So you actually, you share the video with them, you share the product with them, you invite them to join a Zoom call. You send a brochure to them, an electronic brochure with them. So they're just becoming informed about the company. They're experiencing a Sealy. They're experiencing a meeting. They're experiencing people, that sort of thing. And then step 4 is just the asking. It's, you're asking them how you would like them, how would they like to be involved? You can do that by taking them or putting them on with a business opportunity presentation. And you can answer their questions, and you can ask the prospect how they would like to be involved. Use your sponsor to help you with this step until you're comfortable doing it. But it's very simple. Well, you seem to like purple, and the Purple Boost, and you seem to like those products. And I know that you've said that you would like to make a little extra money. Would you like to just become an ambassador? And I can help you through the process, and there's a chance that you can make some income. There's a business opportunity meeting coming up, and we're going to look at it. Get involved. See if you want to get involved. Let's get on the call. Let's get on the Zoom call with these people, and let's learn about it. And I can answer any questions you have. It just needs to be very casual. And you all are experts at it, and your leaders are experts at it, much better than I am. But so listen to them and ask them different ways to ask people how they would like to be involved. And step 5 is you just invest in the person. You spend time with the person. So when you enroll someone, once you've enrolled the person, you need to have daily contact with them for the first 2 weeks. Help them with their checklist. Get them to attend the A-Team training, and you should be on the call with them. Help them with their worksheets, help them with their goals, and help them reach out to their initial prospects. You're going to do some work to enroll someone, and they're going to be part of your A-Team. The thing you can do, the most important thing you can do to help them be successful is to help them create their A-Team, and to do it as quickly as possible. So sometimes we think, okay, well, I enrolled that person, so I did all that work and I got my team builder bonus, and so I'm good. Oh, that was good. I got the money. Now I need to go enroll somebody else. Invest in the person you enrolled by helping them enroll people and create their A-Teams, and your investment will be returned to you multiple times over and over and over. So those are the steps that we've used in the past. You don't have to use these steps. If your leaders or your upline have a different process or different flow, that's fine. But just follow that process. I have a place there for questions, but we'll move on and probably answer those later. So the principles of success: follow the process. Do this that we talked about today. Write down your dream. Write down your goals. Complete your A-Team. Write 2 different names there of people who you want on your A-Team. Expand those lists, your priority list for ambassadors and customers, 10 of each. And then with your sponsor, start the sharing process. Number 2, start quickly. Daily contact with your sponsor. If you're new, you make sure your sponsor's talking to you every day for the first 2 weeks, or you're texting back and forth or something, so that you are getting information. You need to be successful. And if you are the sponsor, you make sure that you're contacting the people that you enrolled every day for 2 weeks, minimum 2 weeks. And lastly, really commit to achieve success. The next steps: discuss with your sponsor the best way to speak with your top 2 potential ambassadors. Contact those 2 people, report back to your sponsor, and just duplicate that process. Now, we went through this so fast that you haven't finished those worksheets. So the assignment is to finish those worksheets that we talked about, and then discuss with your sponsor or a member of your team those worksheets, the details, your plans on those worksheets. And to do that over the next 48 hours, okay? Jack Moss says, stay hungry and follow your dreams. That's critical. You have a dream, stay hungry for that dream. Commit to it. You can achieve it. So I'm going to stop my screen share. Let's see how I do that. There we go. Now Ryan and Regan are back in control, which is a good thing.
Ryan's switching it back over. Brent, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to kick us off with the first initial A-Team training. We're going to be hosting an A-Team training, at least one throughout the week, and then we'll be doing what we're going to call virtual Super Saturdays for now. I think for everybody with the craziness that's happening in the world right now, you know, there's the bad side and the good side.
Authorized representative.
The good
So
side
no, the lady can't. She can't
Uh-oh.
talk to me.
The good
But
side
I
is
can, you
we
know,
have a very
she
unique
couldn't
opportunity.
even, she couldn't even answer me.
There we go. Got it.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked so often, or we hear it said, a home-based business. I mean, we're literally at a position where we could be facing a lot of people being at home. And what better way to come together in community and really reach out and connect and help each other than in this fashion right here. So thank you again for everything you've done, getting this company started, all the leaders that are on here that have paved the way before us. We're excited to launch this US market and some of the other markets. And I really want to challenge everybody on this call to do the work Brent has just presented with us and commit to, okay, next Saturday, how many people am I going to have on the A-Team training? I'll make sure we're in communication with Gary and Thomas and you, Brent, to where if there are other leaders that are English speaking that do want to plug into the trainings, the bigger the better. So thank you again, everybody, for taking time on here. We're going to unmute the lines. Let's everybody make sure we give Brent a big thank you. I am going to jump on this same Zoom link in 5 minutes and go over the North American compensation plan. It'll be a much shorter Zoom, 15 to 20 minutes. But if you'd like to join us for that, we're going to be doing that on the same Zoom link in about 5 minutes. Thank you again, Brent. Thank you everybody for being here.
He sent me a friend
Thank you,
request,
Brent.
and,
Thanks, Brent.
well, I wanted to ask you if you're going to be okay with if I send him an invite for this other game that's called Max to Win.
All right, guys. I'm going to close this one down. Thanks again, everybody, for jumping on. Thanks,
Take
Brent.
care.
Where, you know,
Thanks, guys.
it tells you what